Hey witches, so I wanted to do a new kind of video. I'm going to call this quick witch tips, and the first one that I'm going to do it on is how to remove candle wax. So if you're like me and you burn candles, they tend to go everywhere, and I wanted to share how I get rid of candle wax off of things like my altar cloths. So I'm going to pop some pictures in of how I do it, and I'm going to talk you through the process. So step one is to try and remove any wax off of the altar cloths or a bit of fabric. I use my fingernails for this. You can use, a blunt knife or something like that, but just try and scrape off as much of that candle wax off of the fabric. There's going to be some that's stuck in the fabric, and that's completely fine because this is going to tell you how to get rid of it. So then you should be left with a little bit of wax on there stuck in the fabric. So for this, you're going to need an iron, paper towel, a cloth that you can use to kind of protect your fabric from the iron directly. So I use like old tea towels, but you can use like old scraps of fabric. Yeah, and that's it. So you are now going to get your paper towel. Toilet paper also works if that's all you have. And you just want to cover that section of the fabric which has the wax on it. You want to do that on both sides, okay? Because what I've noticed with candle wax is it seeps through fabric, so it will be on both sides. So putting your paper towel on the top and underneath, and then that's when you're going to need your other cloth to put on top. So it's going to go paper towel, fabric, paper towel, protective fabric or old tea towel. Okay, then you're going to set your iron onto it. You want to move it around. Don't have it too hot. Look, it's better to start cooler rather than burning by having it up too hot. So I usually have it kind of in the middle. I don't know what they call that. I'm not a domestic goddess, okay? But don't have your iron on too hot. So you want to then move it around on your old tea towel or whatever, just to kind of help warm up the wax. And when you warm up the wax, it's going to soak into that paper towel. Check on it after like a few seconds. It's a lot of it's just going by feel, but when you feel like the wax is warm enough, just have a check to see how much is on the paper towel, if there's still some on the fabric. If you need to put it back down and repeat the process, do that. But don't let it get too hot, because obviously then fabric will burn, or if it's not cotton, it will melt. This is the other thing, is if it's polyester, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's going to melt. So I do this with cotton. I don't know how it's going to work with more delicate fabrics. The other thing to always do is do like a bit of a patch test first, just to make sure that the fabric that you're ironing is okay to iron. So yeah, and then that's it. There might be a little bit of an oily kind of stain left on there depending on what wax you used, but in that case you can just try and wash it like you normally would. But I find that with mine, I tend not to need to. Sometimes they feel a little bit stiff afterwards, I will say that. But if there is like a bit of an oily mark where the wax was, give it a wash, see if that gets rid of it. But I tend to find that with my altar cloths, just the style that I get them in, like it just kind of blends in. So yeah, this is my quick witch tips, how to get rid of candle wax off of fabrics. I hope you enjoyed. What other quick witch tips do you have, or would you like me to try and cover? But yeah, hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.